So the title of my project today, or my presentation today, is Catcher in the Rye. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about toxins, cereals, antibodies, and the aims of my research. So first of all, toxins. What do we think of generally when we think of toxins? Usually we think of harsh or strong chemicals in bottles with skulls and crossbones. More recently, we've become aware of carbon monoxide as a toxin, and some of us may even have carbon monoxide monitors in our houses. We don't very often think of mycotoxins. So today I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. Mycotoxins are produced by mold and fungus, which grow on cereals like rye, corn, wheat, etc. They appear as these little white patches. They have very serious effects on humans and animals. And this little piglet here, he was exposed to some mycotoxins in his bedding, and it caused these burns on his legs. They're also very severe on humans. When humans eat mycotoxins in contaminated food, it can result in liver cancer. And as much as 28% of all liver cancer diagnoses annually can be attributable to mycotoxins. They also cause huge economic losses worldwide, because if foods are contaminated, then they must be destroyed. So these are some of the current problems facing us. However, the world's increasing population also poses a big problem too. So the United Nations have indicated that in the 1960s, the world's population was at about 3 billion. This is expected to rise to over 9 billion by 2050. So this is a threefold increase. And what this means is that for every one person there was in the 1960s, there's going to be an extra 2 people by 2050. This is important because as this population increase is occurring, so too are world cereal demands. And crops like rye, rice, and wheat, their demands are steadily increasing. So there's a huge need for us to be able to detect, control, and monitor mycotoxins in cereals, as they are what we are going to survive on in the future. So my research looks at ways that we can do this, and to do this I've stolen ideas from our own natural immune system. So when we become sick, or for instance have bacteria, our body produces structures called antibodies. This is essentially what they look like. It's a Y shape with a main body and 2 what appear like arms. So if you consider this channel as being a blood vessel in your body, you have antibodies floating around. And when bacteria come through your body, these antibodies are able to bind the bacteria and then signal to your body to destroy them, so we maintain our health. The aim of my research is to use these antibodies as catchers, as that is effectively what they do in our bodies. So I am currently working on the development of a diagnostic system that uses this idea. It is made up of a reader and also a small cartridge. So again, this small cartridge works very similar to the blood vessel in your body. It contains antibodies which I have made specifically that can bind to mycotoxins. So if I pass a liquidized cereal sample through this cartridge, the mycotoxins that are present there can be caught and bound by the antibodies. So effectively, my antibodies work as very good catchers in the rye. So this is a picture of me working very hard in the lab. But on the left here, this is the current instrument that is used to detect mycotoxins in cereals. As you can see, it's very large. It must be kept in the lab. It's a very expensive piece of equipment, and it also requires experienced staff or experienced personnel to run it. The device that I am planning to use for mycotoxin detection is small. You can see it there, it's just in my hand. It's a small cartridge. It's very easy to use, it's quick. It also means that analysis can be taken out of the lab and straight into the field where cereals are being grown, and it's also very cheap. So effectively, this device will ensure food safety into the future. Thank you.